I'm gonna start watching that on Netflix.
Why do you care about that show?
Because it's got vampires.
Who cares? We're on, fool. Let's go.
Welcome to this week's episode of Hollywood Matrimony's TV Tuesday, coming at you live on YouTube. Make sure you check out our website, hollywoodmatrimony.com. You can find us obviously on YouTube. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and the Twitter. I'll hand it over to you in the studio.
Well, first off, I'm going to apologize. I didn't do a show yesterday. I got busy. I'm in the middle of a crashing into a deadline. I got busy with stuff, and then I had every intention of doing it last night. We had a screening last night. I got a booger.
Uh-oh.
There you go. It's for you.
Thank you.
We had a screening last night, so then after the screening, I came home, got back to work. I was like, I'll just do it right before midnight. Then I looked down, and it was like 12:30, and I'm like, forget it. So I just ran out of time. So I'll make sure to do. Maybe I'll do a double feature one next week or something.
Okay.
Or I could do TV Tuesdays featuring Martial Arts Mondays. I almost did that. I almost do it into today's show. Anyway, but today's gonna be a shorter one than normal because we've had a lot going on. I got a deadline. She's got work stuff. So we haven't actually watched that much stuff the last couple of weeks.
I've been wanting to watch everything.
Well, a lot of it, what we've been watching is kind of throwaway, what we call throwaway TV, which is watching our existing shows and just kind of jumping in there, watching 3 or 4 something small, and dispersing to work.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how we do it during deadline and busy work season for her. And then I'm at the point of my deadline where I have to be in my office, so I can't do work downstairs.
Yeah. Well, and I have to be in my office too. I did watch a Netflix movie. I'm just realizing.
That's not really. That's a movie.
I know. I forgot to talk about it.
Technically, it's a TV. But why don't you talk about it today?
Okay.
No, give us some content today.
Well, I watched a little movie. It's a foreign film. I believe it's French, it's called Let's Dance. Because, I get stuck in these dance modes where I wanted to watch Save the Last Dance and it wasn't online. But Save the Last Dance 2 was online. So I watched that.
Nobody should watch that movie.
But then it's like, oh, you might like this movie too. So it's Let's Dance. It's kind of like every other dance movie out there. It's a hip hop guy that falls in love with a ballerina and they bring their styles together.
Do they do dance fighting?
There is no dance fighting. So
more on that this Sunday.
It's a cute little movie. It's a Netflix movie. It's nothing super original. Some of the dancing was not even that great on the hip hop side. I think because I've seen all the people that dance and do things like in real life.
Doesn't it kind of jade?
Yeah.
Like, because for those of you who don't know, I used to be like talent coordinator or.
Yes, you were the booker guy.
Anyway, for a stunt acrobat team / breakdancing group. And I did it for years. And that might sound like a silly thing, but it was like a big deal with Carnival Cruise Lines and Disney and Universal and stage productions and all this stuff. But once I started doing that and seeing these guys dance, because, I started noticing what was good, what was bad. So what I used to watch on like some of these talent shows and stuff, I'd be like, used to be like, oh, that dude's bad. Then I see his his leg's not in the right spot. He's a little slow.
Yeah.
We actually hired somebody from America's.
There's only so many times you can do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
we actually hired I actually hired one of the guys off America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Was America's Got Talent or did?
Yeah. America's Got Talent.
I hired one of those guys. Anyway, moving on.
It was an okay movie. If you're into the little dance movies, or if you're probably a teenage girl, I'm not, but these are the things that I find interesting.
You're not a teenage girl?
So the movie is called Let's Dance on
I don't feel as much of a dirty old man as I used to. For this whole time, I thought you were a teenage girl and just had lived a rough life.
Anyways, continue. What show did you watch?
Well, I'm 2 episodes in, because that's all they've aired so far, of the big Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover.
I am so jelly.
Yeah, so it kicked off in Supergirl on Sunday, I believe it was. And then I believe it was Batwoman, last night. So I think we're going to get one more episode. It's 5 episodes total.
Wow.
I think we're going to get one more episode,
This week?
This week. And then I don't think we get any more until after Christmas.
Okay, so I'm not too jealous.
Stuff. So we're going to have to wait. But I'm telling you, the first 5 minutes of the first episode had just my inner geek lose his mind. Because
were you like, oh my God?
Yeah, it's like the show kicks on and all of a sudden you've got this person. What they've done without spoiling it for anybody is DC has connected every project they've ever done outside of like the new movies. I'm talking the 60s Batman, the 1980s Batman movies, the Christopher Reeve Superman stuff, all the television shows, some DC Universe stuff. the 60s Batman. Everything is tied in to continuity now as canon.
That is so cool. I'm so excited by that.
All while using the multiverse mentality.
I feel like they just went and found everyone that is still alive and like
they pretty much did.
Movie.
And the biggest here. And this was all over the news, so it is known. And what's sad is most people won't know him, so I'm going to tell people who it is. There is also an appearance for the first time ever of your favorite Batman, Kevin Conroy, who did the voice of Batman on Batman the Animated Series.
Like when I think of that, that's who I hear.
Yeah, and it's weird because he's a voice actor. Here. He's a voice actor, so a lot of people may not catch on that's who it is, right?
Well, but if you watched any of the animated series,
well, you can hear it, but it's a little different hearing him say it in person and not modulated through a microphone and all that kind of stuff, you know. But you can hear it. But he gets to play an older Bruce Wayne in one of the Gothams, and it was really awesome to hear him get to come out and see him after all these years get to actually play Batman on a live action thing, or Bruce Wayne really. But yeah, anything you can think of just about has been tied in. The only thing they didn't tie in, which I was a little bummed out, was the original Shazam.
I was
hoping maybe show's not over yet. But I was hoping maybe they'd go get one of the original Shazam actors or something to show up.
That'd be so cool. But, I mean, it sounds like they've brought in everybody they can.
But yeah, they brought in a lot of stuff.
My question of, well, this person used to be in this TV show. I feel like it's answered through multiverse.
Yeah, because it was public knowledge that Brandon Routh, who played Superman as Superman Returns, he plays the Atom,
which I like,
in Legends of Tomorrow. I like Superman Returns, just nothing happens in that movie.
Yeah.
It was a waste of Superman. He's great in it though. But anyway, he returns as the Kingdom Come Superman. But they actually deal with the fact that him and Ray Palmer look the same. They also deal with the fact that different Lex Luthors look different, different Clark Kents look different, because we deal with 2 different Clark Kents.
A lot of Clark Kents.
There's a lot of other discussion of them. Like they even pay homage to the original Superman Doomsday fight where Superman dies and Lois is holding him over. And there's the flag with there's a flagpole and his cape is like a flag. It's like a news story. So in that universe, that Superman had been killed. So it's that exact comic sequence for the video. It's really cool. But anyway,
this sounds so cool.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff.
If only I wasn't 2 seasons behind on everything.
I would almost tell you just to watch it. You just might not know who somebody is, just to get in on the fun.
Nah.
Because like Batwoman, you know who she is now.
Yeah, I know.
But there's characters that were from, say, like Arrow.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm gonna go.
That are evolved to something different than what they used to be.
I feel like Arrow's the one I did finish, but I don't know. I gotta go.
Well, no, you haven't seen any of these seasons, but
I know.
Anyway,
I'm so
but
behind.
yeah, it's so far so good. There was a lot of, I saw today there was a lot of complaints about how they handled 2 of the big crossover things on this last episode, and I get people's arguments. But at the same time, I don't think people understand that this show is not about the cameo people. It's about the other people.
It's about the main characters.
And so these other cameos were fan service to say, hey, we're acknowledging everything we've done. This was for you. Like there's some people that felt like they got Smallville closure. I didn't feel like Smallville left us hanging. The whole show was about him becoming Superman.
Yeah.
And really more about his love life and
I'm going to assume what's her name who's in jail wasn't in the show.
Sadly, she did not show up. Yeah, she showed. There's a whole scene with a prison bus and she drives by like this. No,
poor girl.
She's not in it, and Kristen Krapp or whatever her name is not in it.
And I don't know why not.
Because she's unnecessary.
Okay.
She left the show anyway, like before.
I know. Well, she went to go do Beauty and the Beast.
And I was like, bye. So anyway, that's what I'm in the middle of right now of that show. And it is awesome.
That's good.
What else
well, I am in the middle of the fabulous Mrs. Maisel.
Fabulous Baker Boy? Oh.
Yes. Oh my gosh. We are now into what, season 3?
Is it the Fabulous? I thought it was the Marvelous.
I don't know. She's Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, but I'm telling you, it is fabulous, and you've got to watch this show. If you're not watching it, I don't know what's wrong with you.
I don't watch it.
Well, I don't know what's wrong with you. So I'm well into season 3. I'm really liking it. I really love what's her name.
Lois Griffin?
Nah, is that Lois Griffin? Yeah, it is Lois Griffin. You know exactly who I'm. Yes,
Alex Bernstein,
Lois Griffin in this show.
Whatever. Yes, that's Lois Griffin.
I just love this show. It's so funny, and it's still fresh, even though we're in a little bit of an older time period. It's dealing with just so many like real issues, and I love it, and you need to be watching
But
it.
women aren't funny.
Yes, they are. But that's the whole point.
I'm aware of that. That's still an issue today.
There's one episode where the mom's like, well, I told them that you're doing costumes for whoever. She's like, I don't sew costumes. She's like, well, it's better than saying you're a comedian. I'm like, oh my god.
There's still a stigma on that on some level now, where some people just don't think female comedians are as funny.
Well,
and there's some of them that are amazing.
Yeah.
My only issue with some of them, and it goes for every comedian, not just females. I don't like comedians that get set on one focus.
Right.
So like I watched the special, and I'm not going to say her name, not because I don't want to upset her, it's because I don't remember it. But it was funny for the most part, but the entire thing was this feminist thing about women's bodies and against men, and she wasn't bashing men, but like every joke was the same thing, and the flipping back around to the Me Too stuff, and but it's the same like when you watch somebody say like an Asian comedian or an African American comedian or a white comedian when they talk about just that one thing, and that's the whole basis for the story. To me, I don't necessarily not find it funny. I just get zone out after a while.
Well, that kind of actually came up in the season. At the beginning of the season, she was doing a show and it wasn't really going over well. And the guy afterwards is like, you got to understand, these people probably don't even know what you're talking about because they're not from where you're from.
Yeah.
So you can't, if you're not in New York, you can't talk about New York.
Well, that used to be a big thing with, say, like a Howard Stern or something. When he's syndicated, they were talking about, well, you can't talk, if they say it in the movies, you need to stop talking about New York so much because people outside of New York aren't going to know what you're talking about. And he finally got away from it. It's just, they talk about it because that's where they're at.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
But here, at least, the interesting thing about her, at least whoever's writing, it's Palladino, Amy Sherman Palladino. But they're so smart because each of her different sets are different. Like, there's one where she's like, okay, guys, next time you see me, I'm not going to be able to talk about penis. I'm not going to be able to talk about sex because my parents are going to be here. So it's going to be a different show tomorrow, so come back. So she tailors it to who she knows there. But there was one where it's like all about being Jewish. All about having kids. She was trying
that's what I like. So I like the comedians that tell stories or go all over the place. And, you know, I'm all for people doing like some feminist jokes whatever. And some African American or off-colored humor or whatever. I just want to see a mix.
Yeah.
You know, and I know some people like, who was it? Ken Jeong. His theme was mostly about his family. Yeah. Which is fine. But sometimes it was about his kids. Sometimes it was about himself. Sometimes it was about his wife. So you can have a theme, but it doesn't have to feel like all you're doing is punching me in the face with, okay, you're a man, so this is wrong.
You're a hater.
Or you're white, this is wrong. Or you're Mexican, this is wrong. You know, like Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy, he's really good about doing it. He keeps his Spanish vibe. Yes. And George Lopez does the same thing. Yes. But they tell stories everybody can relate to using that thing. So I just think it's better that way. But that's just my opinion.
It's funny. I like Fluffy.
Don't worry, I'm not offended by any of it because I don't get offended.
I was only offended by that one Michael Jackson thing, but it's okay.
Which I thought was hilarious.
I kept going. Anyways, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel season 3 is available now on Amazon Prime.
I think I already talked about Shameless, so I won't talk about that again. But I did dive into. So this is going to come as a shock to some people.
I'm shocked already.
You're not shocked because you already know this information.
What's that?
But I know looking at this at me, I'm not somebody you would think would watch it. But I was a huge fan of the L Word when it was on TV. I watched the entire run of the show.
You're a modern man. You are not what is the thing that we're against now?
Toxic masculinity.
You are not at all.
I mean, I'm a dick, but I'm offensive to everyone.
No, but you're very aware. I love you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is watch the L Word, and she'll love you.
No.
But I was a huge fan of the L Word. I watched the entire run of the show when it was originally on. It ended fine. I was done with it. Moved on. They had an L Word reality show. Didn't really care about that. But I'm not in reality shows. But I was super excited to find out they were really launching the new, like a revival of the show. But instead of it just being the same people coming back, it's kind of a new generation. It's actually called. I always get it wrong. L Word Generation Q. And it follows a new set of people, but there's 3 of the original main characters that are also main characters. So it's not.
I saw Flashdance was still there.
Yeah, Jennifer Beals is back.
Sorry,
the chick that plays, and I always forget her name. She plays Shane in the show, but she's Ray Donovan's like secretary, helper.
Oh, yeah.
That girl. She's one of the main characters too.
She's his cleaner, fixer.
Yeah, she was in the original show too.
Yeah, I remember her.
She's back in it
with her cool hair.
Yeah, she's back in it, and then there's another lady. I always forget her name. She plays Alice, but she's back as well. And there's a lot of little things they've done where they touch base, because now it's the amount of time it's been since the show was on.
Oh, okay, cool.
And Alice, for instance, there's a great moment where she has a TV show that she got ahead of the original show.
Oh, okay.
And so now they're trying to deal with different things with their show, and now she's a little bit bigger of a deal. But it's funny, is like in the first episode, the first time they had the show, she comes on, and I guess the show had been on hiatus probably for the season. And she comes on, and she goes, it seemed like a long hiatus, like we've been gone for like 10 years. Like, so they played into that joke.
Yeah.
And now you have Jennifer Beals' character, who apparently her and Tina are now broke up. They had kids together, but the kids live with her. She's now running for
something,
mayor or something of the city. The other Shane is just now comes back to LA for wherever she had left to, and dealing with the drama of her wife, but she hasn't actually talked to her since she's been back yet. So there's a lot of drama. Then you got a lot of the new characters, but they're all intertwined because some of them are dealing with campaign stuff with Jennifer Beals. Some of them work on Alice's show. And so you're meeting a new generation of people that are dealing with the same stuff, but it's all intertwined with the original cast lives.
That's cool.
So the first episode was really good. It's got a lot of nuances, similar to the old show, obviously. I can tell you what, I was worried that you were going to come around the corner and wonder what I was watching the other night. I don't know if you heard it.
Mm-mm.
Because like the first scene is two women having sex. So it was this girl having a very loud reaction to said scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm drawing, and I'm like, hello. And it was like the TV was up too loud. And so I figured you were just going to hear sounds coming from upstairs and be like, what are you watching? But she didn't, which just shows that there might be something wrong with you. I'm a little offended that she just thinks, he's up there watching nasty things.
No.
So
whatever.
Anyway, so the L Word, Generation Q new season, or the first season just kicked off. Hopefully it'll do well enough. I've only seen one episode so far. I think it just started. But it's great so far. So looking forward to diving. I could have made a different joke.
No.
Back into the back into this show.
This is a family friendly show.
I put it's not.
Oh, okay. Then it's not. Go ahead.
I can go buff diving back into the show. You knew that's where I was going.
I know.
I wasn't going to do it. It's gross. But anyway.
Oh well. Next.
What else you got?
Finally
Can you stop shaking? Like you got Parkinson's down there?
My leg's hurting right here.
Oh.
Anyways, finally, I have gotten back into Prodigal Son. We watched the first episode.
Did they return?
Stopped watching, so I've gone back. I've started over. I started again with episode 1, watching Prodigal Son, which I believe is on what network? I don't know what network it's on. It's on Fox. I watch everything on Hulu, so I don't know. I'm well into it. I feel like I still have got a lot more to go to catch up. This is the show. The main guy is Tom Payne, but it's got Lou Diamond Phillips, it's got Michael Sheen, and a bunch of other really great people. And so Michael Sheen's character is the dad. He's a serial killer. His son is Malcolm.
But he's in jail now.
The serial killer.
Yes.
Malcolm is now...
Jamal Warner?
Yes, is now a criminal profiler dude, and he works with the police. And it's interesting that a lot of these cases are kind of leading him back to his dad, or his dad is reaching out and just like pestering him. But as I've gotten deeper into the season, there is some nefarious things happening because, so you've got to watch it. I don't want to tell you what happens, but there is a lot more going on with this whole serial killer thing than we thought originally. So mystery ensues. And Michael Sheen does such a good job of being like crazy.
I think he is crazy.
You think so in real life?
I don't know.
I think maybe what's her name leaving him made him crazy. That's what it was.
I think Kate Beckinsale leaving anybody make you crazy. Or are you talking about Sarah Silverman?
No.
I think they broke up too.
I was thinking Kate Beckinsale. That was a great loss to me that they broke up. Broke up a happy home.
But was it happy if it broke up?
Yes, it was. And then that other guy got in the way, the director. Broke him up.
I don't think she's with him anymore either.
She's a hoe. No, because she was dating that guy that's this.
They're not together anymore either.
Which I don't even understand.
That guy, let me tell you.
He must got some game.
Well, here's what it is. It's a known fact that no matter how you look, if you score
A hot chick.
as a guy, if you score like a really not only necessarily hot, but a powerful hot woman, it somehow makes you more appealing in some weird way. So like this all started with Ariana Grande because he dated her.
Yeah,
they were engaged, made this big thing. Which, if you're ever a celebrity or become a celebrity, the one thing you do not gush over your woman or who you're dating or about getting married or whatever publicly, because it always comes back and bites you in the butt. And it bit them in the butt. And so he went from Ariana Grande to Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
And now he's with some other model.
I don't even understand that.
It's cycling through. He's a funny guy because women like comedy too.
I guess
Jason, you know Jason Sudeikis?
Yes.
He's dating or married to Olivia Wilde.
I know, but he don't have this.
No, but he doesn't look like.
He looks like a normal, nice-looking guy. I mean,
yeah, I guess.
He's not like.
I don't think he's gross looking, but to me,
you know why? Because he has a beard, so I like that.
But the beard makes him. But I never, when they first said it, I never thought Olivia Wilde and him looked like they match.
I see. Yeah, he looks like just an average guy.
Now,
he looks like a poor man's Ben Affleck. You know, like Affleck twice removed.
But here. It's also like Michael Sheen and Kate Beckinsale don't look like they belong together.
Michael Sheen. See, here's the thing about Michael Sheen. It depends on which one you get.
If you get Underworld Michael Sheen, he looks like a badass.
Yes.
He looks like Rob Zombie.
Yes. If you get clean shaven, little twerky nose Michael Sheen, no. He looks like book nerd. Yeah, but then in this,
he looks like the professor he played in Master of Sex.
I guess
he looks like that's what he does for a living.
But then in this version, he's like crazy haired Michael Sheen.
How?
Like total psycho serial killer Michael Sheen, which I like him in these. That's why I liked him so much in Underworld. But I do admire his ability to transform, because there was another show or movie he was like really chubby, and then he got slim again. I don't know.
And then he does other things that sucks his acting ability out, like Twilight.
Oh, he could have been so. I don't know what that was. I think he was trying to be very stoic.
No, I think that movie just sucked talent because Dakota Fanning was there. Daniel
she wasn't good in that.
Everybody that showed up in that movie just lost the ability to act.
Yeah.
I think they were giving up on life at the time.
Well, and that's why I was so surprised now with the new Kristen Stewart stuff that's coming out that's really good. So.
Well, the part of the stuff in the interviews and stuff that I've been seeing with her is she was awkward teenager.
Yeah, very.
And that was just her. Like now she's a comfortable adult and she's happy with her bisexuality or whatever she is and her place in life. And so now she talks like a confident human, and she's not weirded out about nudity or what the character is, what the part is. She seems content with what she wants to do. And in turn, I've kind of become a fan of hers.
Wow.
Even though
are you going to go back and watch all the Twilights with me?
I am not. No.
All righty.
I do want to see Seaberg.
Yeah.
And I do want to see Underwater.
That Underwater thing is already causing me some anxiety.
Sadly, Charlie's Angels wasn't very good.
But she was good in it.
She was good in it. The movie itself was just eh.
I am deathly scared of water.
Although it was funny, I know this is not the movie show, but it was funny when Elizabeth Banks came out and started yelling at everybody because the movie didn't do good. And then people were like, well, it's because men just wouldn't go pay to see female action heroes or powerful, strong women.
Yeah, they do.
And then everybody coming out was like, or could you just make a good movie and people will watch it?
Anyway, so that was Prodigal Son. We got way off track.
That's right.
It's on Fox. You need to go get caught up.
Everything else I watched this time has really been kind of finishing up and trying to catch up with stuff, preparing for new seasons.
Yeah.
Or just be behind. So like I'm in the middle of finally getting around to getting back into Jack Ryan season 2. Which Numi Rapace is in this season.
Love her.
She's pretty awesome in this one. I finished the last season of Letterkenny, which the new season kicks off this month. I found out, so I had to hurry up. Now you know that guy that I played the Captain Crunch comedian. Yeah, he's from that show.
In Quebec.
He's on Letterkenny. He's one of the main guys.
They all say Quebec.
So. Then what else did I watch?
I just don't find it funny, but maybe
you haven't really sat and watched it. That's the problem. Is it's some of it's not
Canadian comedy. I don't get that.
Well, it is.
I get British comedy.
Well, here's the thing: is if you really watch it, it's more about the quick-witted delivery of stuff.
No, I know.
Is because especially when it's the best parts of the show are when they pick a topic, like say they're talking about somebody dating, and then they'll catch on like a word, like me and you do, where you'll say a word and then they'll keep playing the word and making it something. So if you say like Dick, they'll be like Dick Cheney, Dick Van Dyke, and they keep going on about it, making these funny jokes about it. That's some of the best part of the show, the writing. And they even jump in, like the other day, he was like, hit him with the hind. And it was just really funny. It was like out of nowhere.
That's fun.
Anyway,
Right.
but yeah, I've been trying to play catch up on stuff, and I've been to watch a whole lot of movies and stuff too because of review time. And then that's pretty much it. I don't have a lot of, matter of fact, I didn't really pull any TV news.
How rude, sir.
Only because I've just been busy. And we're getting into the holiday season, so there's not there is a ton of news, but there wasn't a whole lot that I thought, the other one I'm excited for was there was the announcement that they're going to do an Undisputed TV series with Scott Adkins and Isaac Florentine, who is the director of those movies, which is one of the strangest pattern franchises ever, because when that movie series started, it was a Ving Rhames Wesley Snipes movie,
right?
About a prison boxing movie.
Huh.
And then they made a straight-to-video sequel that was about Michael Jai White going to prison. Now it became a martial arts flick. And he had to fight this mean fighter named Boyka, who was played by Scott Adkins.
Ah.
Boyka became so popular, part 3 was about Boyka, and then him having to fight somebody else. And then part 4 was so now the whole movie's about Boyka.
Oh, that's
good. And then
the
series is all about Boyka.
You like him.
Yeah, everything's about Boyka now. It's like people have forgotten the rest of the franchise. It's all
we don't
Boyka.
need them.
The 4th movie is actually called Boyka Undisputed 4. It's not even hidden anymore.
Yeah, well, good for him.
And I'll have to show you what he looks like. He looks completely different as Boyka than his normal clean cut look.
Nice.
So anyway, that's the only one that's kind of come up. There's a lot of other stuff happening, but we'll see. I know they're in talks of developing a Superman series with people from that TV show.
Yep. I gotta go.
Is it okay? Well, give
you
your plugs.
Talking.
I'll do your plugs. You hit the Brick sister. She's got to go to a meeting. She's got to go to a meeting with her boss. I'll call it up for here. Don't forget, I don't do these plugs, and I got to try to remember them all. She just left me, and the dog leaves me too. This is a sad state of affairs. Don't forget to check us out on our YouTube page. We post all kinds of trailers and whatnot. We'll be back again on Sunday for Hollywood Matrimony Live, where this week we'll talk about Black Christmas, remake of remake. We'll talk about the Jumanji franchise, Richard Jewell. Then hopefully we'll be back on Monday for another episode of Martial Arts Movie Mondays, where I'll probably double it up since we didn't do one this week. And then we'll be back for another episode of TV Tuesdays. But next Tuesday we will be here for a late show in the evening because we have a screening in a galaxy far, far away on Tuesday. So we won't be able to do the show during the day. So we will be back. But thank you for all watching. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button below. Hit the subscribe button up here if the little orb shows up. Watch whatever trailer pops up over here. Thank you all for watching. I'm closing out by myself. My partner in crime's boss called. She had to run away because it's the only way we can live in all of this. Take it easy. I'll see you next time, and be nice to one another.